see if this is working. Okay. Studio Live. Hopefully it's actually showing Derail Valley, and if not, we're gonna have a problem. Okay, YouTube, I appreciate the thoughts. Please bring up live. There we go. Okay. Can I see it? How's the sound? Please bring up
air
live.
conditioner's still on.
There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Can I see it? Let's wait for that to turn off. Please bring up
air
live.
conditioner's still on.
There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Can I see it? Let's
Okay.
wait for that
Sorry,
to turn
the
off.
sound.
Please bring up
air
live.
conditioner's
Really
still
long
on.
delay. Okay. Gotta mute the stream because it's just playing back itself. I wish I had that setting turned on that lets you hear yourself a little better. Playing back itself. Okay, there we go. I wish I had okay, now let's turn that off for now. Make sure everything is all good. It's not a 360-degree video. That's fine. Okay, I think we're good. Stream settings look good. Okay, close that. It's showing Derail Valley. Good. Okay. Hello everyone. My name is the Radman, and we are here to play some Derail Valley. Let's get this running. So this is a world that I've been using ever since the overhauled update came out. I think it's been, let's see, it's like the 2nd or 3rd of June right now. So a little under 2 weeks. Anyway, so right now, this is just a job I've been working on for a while already. So I already have some of the licenses. I was in the middle of doing some shunting jobs, and I was trying to decide whether to stream this or record it. That's not good. Where'd the analytics for the stream go? It's supposed to have a viewer counter up in the top right is what I'm looking for, and it's also supposed to be showing the audience counter so I can see 41. Okay, so we need to get this train, and then this is the one that we're going to have to couple other stuff to. I've already lost the time bonuses on both of these because I kind of made a mistake when I was getting these, so we can take our time to do this. But yeah, so I was trying to decide whether to record or stream this, and I kind of decided I would try streaming again because recently our ISP actually increased, what is it called? They increased the bandwidth that we get, which is really good because we were getting like horrendous bandwidth. Like it was, I think, on a good day, like 5 or maybe 10 megabits per second. Let me unpause this real quick while I'm bandwidth. Like it was, I think. Okay, sorry. I don't have my headphones set back to feed me live audio of what's going on, and yeah, it's a slight problem. Also, for some reason, the bitrate is just garbage. Okay, that's weird. Okay, it's giving me like conflicting messages over on YouTube because you got the game on the right monitor and the analytics on the left, and it's being a tiny bit doofusy right now. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to take a break from my college homework and do this. I've been watching a few other people stream, Completely Average Gaming. I also watched Squirrel and a few others, and I kind of just decided, you know, even if I don't actually get any live viewers, hopefully this can teach a few people a few things about Derail Valley Overhaul that they might not know. A big one is one of the reasons that the last video on this channel is actually a tutorial about the air brake system, because that air brake system can cause some problems if you're not paying pretty close attention to the tutorial, and the tutorial doesn't exactly do the best job of explaining it. It kind of just says, you know, make sure that the air brakes are connected and both sides are open, and so basically, if you wanted a text or a voice version of that tutorial, here it is. Don't pull out of stations until this dial is all the way up, because you're basically just burning up the brake pads. Because if you guys have ever seen semis or know anything about how the braking system works on those, it's somewhat the same idea, not quite exactly the same, but it's the same general principle where they release with air pressure instead of applying with air pressure. Anyway, let's actually turn off the acceleration, because we're going to go line up the points for G52 over here. Or, I always say it that way, G5S. Wait, what? This is G. Did I misread it? I must have misread it. Oh wow, G2S. Holy cow. I don't know how on earth I got 5 out of that booklet. I mean, I know that I sometimes don't pay attention to the minor details, but yeesh, that was a pretty bad one. While we're waiting, let's actually redo this. So if you guys don't know the way to redo, at least in PC, or on PC, non-VR, you just select the thing, hold tab, and then take it to whatever position. And now if we look in 1, that's there. So if I wanted world map to be where the station map is, I just go like that. Now 2 is station map and 3 is world map, and 4 is the switch remote, which before we end up leaving, which I haven't actually decided how long we're gonna do this, but if we end up leaving in this stream, we're going to want to put the switch remote. I like to keep it on 1, just because at least it's not as big of a deal actually in the shunters, but especially in the steamer, and I'm also assuming it's the same for the DE6, you probably do not want to miss a switch, because those things take a while. The steamer, it's more of a penalty, like you end up wasting a lot of resources stopping the train and restarting it. The DE6, like I said, I haven't used it yet, but I would assume that it's generally not the best of ideas to just stop. Also, it is so weird. Why on earth? Okay, so if I press Alt-Z to bring up the GeForce Experience menu, I can see all the analytics and stuff that are supposed to be on my screen, but I can't see them in Derail Valley. Maybe it means I just need to open like Derail Valley the absolute last or something then. Weird. But as long as it's broadcasting, we're good. Sorry if the bitrate's a little weird. I'm gonna need to figure out why it's not doing an optimal bitrate, because it's oh my gosh, that's like 2 times slower than the bitrate needs to be, but I thought I had everything set up to just auto optimize, if that's even a thing with GeForce. It's been a while since I streamed with it. And then yeah, after we couple these, we're just going back to D7L. Since we've got a rather long train, we're gonna slow down here. So one thing I like to do is, if possible, I don't like to use my train brakes, except for on the final approach, because, oops, that's not what I wanted. Because the more train brake you use, the longer you have to wait for the brakes to recharge before you can pull out. So like if we go look, I think that was 4 cars we just put on. So if we look, we should see, yeah, the brake pipe hasn't recharged yet. And we're probably going to want to go get this thing refueled. Like I said, you know, we already had broken the time bonus before I even started the stream, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. That's going to be enough that by the time this thing actually throttles up, it'll be fine. So since we're going to D7L, this switch I know is already set. It's already set right there because I don't have a hazmat license yet, so I've never touched the tank cars that are on that track. Wrong switch. It's like, doesn't look like the right switch, because it wasn't. Anyway, I also, like, even though it says a speed limit of 30 coming into these switching yards, I've realized it's not worth derailing the cars to go for the time bonus, which I have done over in the machine factory in town. On one of the sidings near the military station, I actually had it was loaded flat car skipped off the track. Luckily, the train didn't derail fully. Like, I only had to re-rail the one car. But after that, I figured, you know, if you can make the time bonus, great. It's, you know, I think it's exactly half of the money that you make from it added on top as a bonus. But, you know, if you miss it, it's not that big of a deal. You just do a few more jobs, and I mean, it's a game about driving trains, so why would you want to drive trains less? Anyway. I also do that too. I'm like, oh, it only has to get to here. No, it has to get to here. Or the switch rethrows itself the other way. And if you spent the time, you know, accelerating the train, then you've just wasted a lot of time. Anyway, I'm going to try and have a more regular upload schedule. I think this is the second or third time I've tried to get back on YouTube and actually start, you know, uploading regularly again. Most of the times, the reasons I end up stopping is honestly just laziness, like, and lack of motivation. I have a very hard time staying motivated at things long term, which is something I've been working on. And a few months ago, actually, me and a friend were talking about the idea of him editing my YouTube videos, because he doesn't really like recording videos, but he really likes editing videos, and he's pretty good at it. So we had, you know, been considering maybe having a channel where I would record the videos, and then he would just edit them, both for his channel and for my channel. Or we were maybe going to do like a joint channel where we were both in control of it. But I started college, and then over just this last spring break, that friend actually died. So, hey, Completely Average Gaming, it's nice to see you. Sorry I didn't see the chat earlier. It's not on my screen because of technical issues, but yeah, so after that friend died, I had a really hard time motivating myself to keep working on YouTube, because I'm a very results-driven person, so I have a hard time working on something that I don't see results out of. But yeah, it's nice to just get on and play some games every once in a while. Anyway, we're gonna go to E10, so that was really weird. I ended up getting myself turned around. Oh my gosh. Cut the speed. So we're going to E10, and let's see. Yep, it's all the way over here. We'll have to be careful we don't slam into those cars. Have to reset the switches too, because I hauled a double load of of those containers out of here with the steam train a day or two ago, and it was a little dicey. Yeah, I don't know if we're actually going to use the steam train at all on a stream, because that's the type of thing. That's just the type of thing that it's hard to do on a stream, because you're trying to talk and everything else. And yeah, that's fine. Completely Average Gaming that you interrupted the story. Honestly, it's weird. I didn't think there was anyone here, because I almost never have viewers. I just kind of get used to talking to myself. And the view count finally just updated, so I don't know how long you've been here, but the view count finally knows you're here. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So you did say that you had watched that tutorial I made on the braking system, right? Because I think I saw your comment. I've just been a little leery about responding to comments recently, because I don't know if you heard about it, but there was apparently some bug going around where people they were saying they could hack your account just by you commenting, and I already have enough account problems that I didn't need to risk getting hacked over, responding to a comment. Anyway, let's start slowing this thing down, or we're going to way overshoot this sighting. And I forgot, the shunters actually have a pretty decent braking system. It's the steam engine that you gotta watch out for, because I get overconfident and start taking way too large of loads with the steam engine. Anyway, switch that to first. And I see that you're commenting. I'm just gonna get this. That's way too fast. It's gonna start wheel slipping. Okay, I'm gonna get over here and then turn to face the train. I've done that before, where I was waiting for a train to show up, but I was facing this way. So then this train slammed into and broke the train I was trying to hook it to. Okay, throttle down a little bit. Okay, let's read the comments now. Oh, nice, yeah. Okay, so I just finally read your message about arriving 6 to 7 minutes ago, and yeah, I think I've realized one reason I have such a hard time sticking with YouTube is it takes forever to get traction on YouTube. And like I said, I don't know if I remember commenting this in your chat, Completely Average Gaming, but I actually work on a farm, not full-time right now, because I'm mainly doing college full-time, but I do a lot of farming, and farming is very... You can immediately see the result with almost no extra effort, and it's just... It's a big cry from YouTube, where, you can work on a project for, a lot of hours. Like, there was one game. Have you played Little Inferno? It's 2 or 3 years old now. Maybe even 4 or 5. It's been a while. But I got that game right when it came out, and I decided that I was going to make a tutorial on how to do... they had a little combo thing where in Little Inferno you would just throw stuff into a fire and burn it under the guise of heating your house. Oh my gosh, that was weird. So you would throw stuff in the fire, heat your house, and I'm kind of a pyromaniac, so I like watching fire simulations and stuff. So I was playing that, and I decided I was going to make a tutorial all about how to get every single combo in the game, which there are over 100 combos. And since you've never played it, maybe I'll actually stream it later, because in 2 to 3 weeks I'll have a lot more time, because I'm taking 7-week and 14-week classes, and we're on week 5 out of 7 now. But yeah, so in Little Inferno you have all these combos, so I decided which Looking back now, this was probably a really dumb decision, but I decided that I was going to make a full guide showing every single combo in the game, which with 100 combos, and some of these combos, the way it's broken up, there's I think 3 tiers of the game, and they're all broken up by I think the main thing is with each area they'll give you like a few. I probably better not stand over here, or the exhaust might be too loud. They give you 3 tiers. One tier is I don't remember what they call them, but at the lowest tier you got pretty much just mundane stuff, and then they would start throwing like explosives and other cool little things that would like pop and stuff to give you a reason to keep playing the game, to see all this new stuff. Well, so to get all 100 combos, you first had to unlock all the catalogs that you bought these things out of to burn. Well, that, and if I didn't say it, we're actually going to refuel this thing before it runs out of fuel in about 5 minutes. So in this game, you would of course burn things, and so the combos are automatic. Like, the second you've done one combo, it just records it in a little book. And other than that, you would have to, like, I think I ended up looking up a actual guide with, it wasn't a video guide, it was a picture guide with a picture of all the items next to each other that had to be burned simultaneously. So I decided that I was going to record a video snippet of all of these, just to show the actual items and how they burn together. So in order to record it like all in one shot, I ended up playing the game. It takes about an hour to get through if you're playing it like just how it's meant to be played. I was not playing it how it's meant to be played. I was playing it so carefully, trying to not accidentally combine any of those items. And it also has a system where you can only repurchase the same item after a countdown until you've purchased it. I think it's 3 times, and then there's no limit like that anymore. Well, it took 2 hours and 1 restart to get everything in that game unlocked without accidentally either over or under unlocking stuff. And let's turn this off so that I found there's a glitch that sometimes happens if you leave this thing running, where the fuel will go like exponentially more than it should. But anyway, so it took so long to finally get all of that stuff unlocked, and I in order to cut out the time between buying each item, grouping them together, and then I would turn on my recorder for the little bit that it took to actually burn it, and I would show that it was registering, you know, the combos registered, because it would bring up a little message and play a little cute sound. And that project took... Oh, that's a lot of money. That project took, I think, in total, with like the editing and stuff, I think I spent over 4 hours editing, because at the time I was using a software that didn't group things, let's just call it logically. Like, even from the same game, it would put things in a random order, which I don't even remember what the program was called. I'm not quite sure why I tolerated it as long as I did. But so 4 hours later, this giant pain in the butt project, and I think it got less than 100 views, which at the time I don't even think I had 20 subscribers, so I was like, oh my gosh, that I think was probably, that was when I kind of realized, you know, if you're gonna do something like YouTube, you can't plan on it actually succeeding. Because if you plan for it to succeed, then you're naturally going to start setting all these goals that realistically you're never going to be able to make, because, you know, growth on YouTube is just so stinking weird. And yeah, anyway, that's my tangent story about a little game that kind of taught me how to enjoy games and YouTube a little differently. Anyway, let's get this validated. Like I said, way over the time bonus, but I'm trying to save up for the DE6 license, because now I made the mistake of buying the Long 2 and the other concurrent, or the concurrent jobs too. Well, now most of the jobs that this game ends up spawning are problems that they don't exactly... They're not of a good length, let's put it that way. Most of the trains now that it wants you to haul out, like the pre-generated ones, are longer than I would care to admit. They end up being, I think some of them are as much as 800 tons, which is not going to happen with a shunter, nowhere near it, and that's a problem. And I also realized this is why I didn't do the other job before the one that we just turned in. It's because there's tank cars in the way. So we're gonna need to pull into here, hook up to this single tank car that's in the way. To save a little bit of time, I'm probably going to... Okay, there's no way these aren't them, right? CF149, yeah, okay. So there's no way, or I mean, to save a little time, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do something that in real life would definitely be frowned upon, but you know, it's gonna be entertaining. I was gonna say completely average gaming if you're still here. This is the type of technique that I will do it myself, but I would never recommend anyone else do it, because the potential for something to go wrong and cause massive amounts of damage to the cargo is just... It's higher than I would like. Also, where is this train? I shouldn't have turned off the throttle when I did, is the problem. There it is. Okay, good. I was also slightly worried that it was going to be going down that track, because if it ends up down that track, then we just have to waste time reversing it. Which, I guess that's a good thing, that the only thing you would lose is a little bit of time. Shoot, it is on the wrong track. I spoke too soon. This is also a thing I like to do. I like to bring the engine to a stop before gunning the throttle in the other direction. I don't know if this game has actual simulations as to how that should probably absolutely tear up the transmission. Or not the transmission, that should tear up the wheels doing something like that. But I don't know if the game would actually simulate it realistically. But just in case, we're trying to be a little bit careful today. Anyway, come on. Okay, probably need to start braking now. I don't know why, but like, even if I end up wasting a little time by having the train go really slowly over junctions, I do not like overshooting junctions. It's I think it's more of a mental thing, because I played a few games like Train Sim World and a few of the other train simulators that have come out, where you get penalized if you don't stop in the right place the first time, which, you know, in real life that would probably be a big waste of time, but I mean, it's Derail Valley, so doesn't really matter as much. Yep. Anyway, now we get to the part where I run out of things that I was thinking of talking about, and we see what type of improv I can come up with on the spot. Oh my gosh. This is part of the reason I also tend to not do live streams. But then again, I also am like horrible at editing video. Like, I was trying to remember what game it was. There was some game where I had done, I think it was a puzzle game. I know it was a puzzle game, and I was going to, like, I was going to make a walkthrough, but for some reason, I didn't edit out like most of the stuff about me thinking of the solution, which to the majority of people is just boring. And I'm like, part of me was like, I just don't have the skill to edit it out, because you need to leave a little bit of thinking in there, or people are going to not want to watch. Because I personally like watching people figuring out puzzles, like a little bit, not the entire process, because some puzzles in some games can take hours to figure out, and that's not fun to watch. Except maybe in a live stream, because then chat and stuff can help you out. Anyway, so this is now onto the part of the stream where I say, do not do this at home. Or you can. I'm not going to stop you, but if you cause a lot of property damage, don't blame me. It was not my idea. Oh shoot, forgot to reverse. Stop. Okay, let's read chat while we're accelerating. Okay. Yeah, I know you like blowing things up. That was that last stream was a really fun stream, Completely Average Gaming, and yeah, it is sad to see stuff that you spend a whole lot of time and effort on not getting the recognition that you would wish they would. But yeah, the main reason I don't blow things up, by the way, is my copay is up over $100,000 because of all the licenses I have, and I don't really have a desire to actually pay that copay. So this is, I believe, I know in one of the videos I watched, I think they called that like bumping or something, but basically you just unhook it, and by closing this valve, the air pressure doesn't deplete for the engine, so even though I don't have any throttle, it's just fine. It just keeps rolling. And I think we're just gonna stick this car onto that that track where probably just actually this track, because this isn't out. I as I'm shuffling cars, I never let myself put anything on out rails, because so far I've never actually had to bring anything to a D out rail. But oh crap, forgot to switch the engine again. I'm guessing that that track is probably where like hazmat stuff would go, or the tank cars. But like I said, I'm not entirely for sure. I don't know what the point of having an out rail, like, this is pretty far in the yard, like, I don't know. I am also not a train engineer. I just think it would make slightly more sense if I was designing a switch yard, that it would make more sense to me to have all the outgoing stuff on like the E track, because I don't think, then again, I haven't read every single sign on E. I am in the train. I don't think that E, that's not quite what I wanted, but that works. Now I have to wait for the brakes to recharge, though. I was trying not to do that, just in case you wondered. Okay, our brakes recharged there, pretty close. Okay. But yeah, I don't remember what I was talking about, because that really surprised me, because I forgot that I had the brakes on the train on. So that's what happens if you try to do that maneuver, either on a hill or if the brakes are on. Is the cars end up going much farther than the engine, because they were already under pressure, or they were already being braked, and the only thing braking them was the engine, and then I went and decoupled the engine. I already know I did it. Break my own rule here. Yeah, so maybe on the shunter it wouldn't hurt it to do that, but I know the steam engine will squeal at you if you do something like that to it, which probably means that the DE6 would not like it either. Also, oh, no. Oh, that's gonna be some damage right there. I was not paying attention. Stop it. There we go. I was not paying attention right there. I should have been watching more. That is definitely going to be some damage, and hopefully it's not too much money worth of damage. Okay, let's see. I think this job... Yeah, this job is pretty easy. It's just loading and then going to E4. So... How did it... Oh... It got all the way back over to 5 without me noticing. Thank you, game. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted you to go all the way back over there. Yeah, that might actually be a bug now, because... Yeah, I don't know. I wanted it to stay, like, over here so I could just, instinctively, reflexively, whatever you call it, just press that. I was also wondering, Completely Average Gaming, when are you going to stream next? Or do you still not have an idea? Because I will admit, it is much more fun to just watch someone else's stream, though it is also fun to have someone who's actually talking in the chat. Because my main problem was just not ever having anyone to talk to in the chat. Because, oh. Yeah, you gotta watch flat cars. They used to have really bad physics. They're mostly fixed, but they still do some weird stuff sometimes. There we go. Get going forward. Nice. And, Completely Average Gaming, I don't know if you've done this. I don't think I saw you do it on stream, but I was wondering if you have this problem with the little loaders and unloaders, where I think they're supposed to be able to load the entire track that they're on, so 7L. Ideally, you would think the loader would load all the way from the end of 7L, like the sign on the other side of the yard, all the way to this sign. In my experience, the loader has to have a car right in front of it, and then it'll load and unload. But also, if there's a car past the signs, it won't touch it. So, I was just wondering if you've had that experience with it too, because it's a really, really weird issue. And I don't really understand it, because it doesn't make much sense. Also, I wanted to say, Completely Average Gaming, I'm watching your, I don't have my remote out. I was like, why is it stopping? I pushed the stop button. I was watching your, Transport Fever 2, what was that called? Was it like, what? Hello? There we go. I think it's like Nonsense Industries or whatever that mod's called. I started watching that series today, and I must say, Transport Fever 2 looks fun, but it also looks like the type of game that I don't know I would be willing to put the time into to learn to play it, because I like, I don't like the most realistic of those simulations, but I also like more the economy side of things. Like, I was trying to remember the name of the game. Have you played, I think it's called like Sid Meier's Railroads or something. It's one of the Sid Meier's games. And I was just curious, because that game, what I really liked about it was, it was one of the first games I actually played with this mechanic in it. But it's one of those where if you are profitable enough, you can buy out your competitors and then actually assimilate their railroads into yours, if they're profitable enough, or you can liquidate them. Because, like, there's a very basic right-of-way system in Sid Meier's. So, you know, if you want the best routes, what you can do is you can buy out the competition, delete their railroads, and then rebuild just with your train and infrastructure, which In that game, I'm honestly not sure which is the best idea. And there was also a third option. I can't remember what it was called, though. It was basically, though, you had the bulldoze the company option where everything that they owned went down the toilet. Also, probably better start braking. And that's another thing I do, is I use the train brake to slow it mainly down, but then I take the train brake off and let it recharge while the rest of the train stops. But yeah, so there was the completely destroy... Ooh, that's way too fast. There was the completely destroy option. The, I think the brakes are still slightly on, dang it. I forgot to switch that. Stop. So yeah, there was completely liquidate it, partial liquidation, and then there was the one where you would just assimilate it into your railroad infrastructure. I don't know what good that would have done. No good. That's what good it would have done, is no good. But yeah, that's the type of thing I like in games. Also, it's fine if you need to go get food. Anyway. No, 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 no. Dang it. Go. Go just slightly more. Okay, now you can stop. Okay. This time, we're gonna get there. Also, I think this is probably going to be some of the longest time I've ever seen anyone take to do 3 shunting jobs, which, to be fair, I had already had to move. I think there was 3 tank cars that I had to move for that last job. Oh. Yeah. Did you mean economy, completely average gaming? Because you said, I have for me the evening side of it is what sucks me, and I'm guessing you mean economy, but you're also probably gone getting food right now. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting run over. Oh, that's... Like, I'm not even in VR, and it's still a little scary when you accidentally walk off these trains. Also, for some reason, I was gonna say, for some reason, it feels like the brakes are more sensitive. And then I remembered, I'm not hauling 7 cars this time, I'm only hauling 4. Which does mean that the brakes would be more sensitive, especially on something like the locomotive brake, where actually I might not even have to hook these trains together. Yeah, okay, I don't even have to hook these together. Let's go turn this in, just because I want to see. I can't remember where this load was supposed to be going. Yeah, 87 minutes, whatever. Not that big of a deal. As many licenses, I'll just show you guys what licenses I have. So I've got the train driver, obviously, DE2, which is steamer. No, wait. DE2, which is the shunter. Then SH82, steamer, concurrent jobs 1 and 2, and train length 1 and 2. And none of the others, because I don't want to blow up the hazmat and have to pay the fees on the hazmat, is the main reason I haven't got it yet. Also, I think this is that flat car I slammed into. Yeah, car damage, and that's a flatbed. Okay. Okay, for some reason, sorry about that. For some reason, my, so I'm using just the YouTube live chat thing to see what people are commenting. And for some reason it keeps like scrolling up and down, which makes me think that there's new comments, when it's just YouTube kind of repositioning stuff for no apparent reason. Uh-oh, why is it beeping at me? I don't know what on earth you're beeping at me for. Let's throw the sucker into reverse. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go park somewhat near the stations, because there was definitely some more shunting jobs. Actually, let's stop. Let's bring this thing to a stop and just shut it off, because we're going to need to do a little sorting, because there was a particular job that I had debated about doing. And this is the perfect job for a stream, because if it doesn't work, it'll be completely hilarious. And I just don't think it would have come off as well as it would over a video. I don't even know what I just said. It'd be better on a stream than on a video, is what I meant. Steel mill, steel mill. Okay, freight hull. I don't have hazmat yet. I do have long. Okay, we're going to put all the freight hulls over here. This is a shunting job I was looking for. Look at that weight. 770 tons. Oh my gosh, that's absolutely ridiculous. For now, since we're not planning on leaving, we're just going to put all of the haul jobs here that we can actually do. Logistics hauls, I'm kind of torn about logistics hauls, actually. I like the idea of them, but I don't know that I actually like the execution of them. Let's just put it that way. Also, I might, if we have enough time, if I could get that license unlocked, there's 2 giant loads that need to go to City Southwest. And I've never actually been there in Overhauled. I've been there in the previous versions, just not Overhauled. Okay, put that there. Put that there. Actually, I'm not going to the sawmill. The sawmill has, like, really glitchy tracks right now. Okay, that... How much money do we have? I doubt that we're going to be able to make enough money. Yeah, we only have 138,000. We need 160-ish thousand, or 60,000 more. Dang, I was going to say, we might be able to make the run with one of these jobs to the City Southwest. Because even if I put 2 trains together, they're not going to be able to haul it up a hill. And let's look at the map real quick. So, yeah, as much as I'd really like to try it, I don't dare take those 2 jobs. And that might not even be in this stream, because I definitely want to squeeze. This is a personal preference thing. I like to squeeze as much money out of each station as I can before I leave, which is why I don't love the shunting jobs, but I love the money that they give you, because it's more than enough to, like this single shunting job would pay for, I think, every single fee that I've got. Yeah, easily every single fee. Plus, we had taken about it would be about $14,000 on that engine out there, because we paid for it ourselves. Which, some people will say, you know, just stick it on the copay, but I'm like, if you can save any money, save money. Then again, also, this is... I really want to try hauling this with one engine. Though I did realize if we do have a problem, there is that other engine over there. I think that this engine generates every time, because I originally hadn't thought it would be possible to haul that load. Oh, no, wait, it did stick an engine here. This must randomize every time, because when I pulled in here with, I can't even remember what load I brought here, these 2 shunters weren't here then. So, I don't really want to involve more than one shunter, though. So, this is also kind of another way to cheese the system. I can't guarantee that they aren't going to fix this, because it is most definitely something I would easily consider a cheat. But if you can find the cars that you're supposed to be carrying, you can just hook onto them. And if you know the loading and unloading track, you can even take them there and it'll still let you validate it. Let's count how many cars this is. I don't know if this is more than one load hooked together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I counted 15, but it's kind of hard to count and teleport at the same time, so we'll see. I may have made a big mistake trying to count and teleport to save a little time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to say that's a margin of error. I'm going to pick that up because some people have actually reported these jobs shuffling every time you leave the area, which apparently the harbor is big enough to do without actually leaving the harbor. So just in case, I'm going to bring it, but I'm not going to validate it yet. Also, get back to 1. I want you on 1 because I just feel better that way. Okay, get this thing on, and let's briefly think about this. So we're going to get it, we're going to pull out, we're going to need to go to the unloading track. The unloading track is over there, and I think either way we're going to want to back it to the unloading track because, yeah, it'll be better that way. Because if we back to the unloading track, then we aren't going to have the engine sandwiched in between stuff, which I don't know about you guys, but I hate having the engine sandwiched in between loads because, let's just be honest, it wastes time. Unless you're abandoning the engine, of course, which, I mean, if my copay wasn't so high, that could be a valid thing to do, is just abandon the engine at the end of this shunting. But there's also still 2 more shunting jobs, so either way, I wouldn't want to do it. Let's see, can probably speed that up. I get in the habit of not letting the speed go over 20 miles per hour in the switch yards, which is probably a pretty good bet to have for most of them. Oh, plus the other way, this way we can grab the other shunter and hook it on if we need to. And actually the locomotive remote would be at the right engine, and it would be pretty easy to drive both of them. As to whether or not I could do it on stream, that was not something I had considered, because it's relatively easy to do when I'm not streaming. Anyway, let's turn the independent brake on. I don't care if it stops because we're not on a time clock or anything. So the plan is we'll hook onto it, drive over there, back up all the way there. And that's the very general, I way underestimated how far back this was. Also, I don't know if this is just me, but sometime this remote, like every time I look at it, it just slowly goes down more, which is just very, very weird. And I don't know why it does it, and I don't really like it because it gets hard to tell what's kind of going on. Okay, stop. Okay, with something this expensive, that's probably being overly cautious still, but it's just not worth breaking this thing. Also, it looks like Completely Average Gaming may have left. Oh, I wonder if, I don't know, I should have asked him if he was going to eat and then leave, or grab the food and come back or not, because it could have just timed out. Either way, we're okay. Let's see, we can count this while the air brakes are charging, actually. 1, 2, there's an easier way to do this, actually. Oh wait, I haven't validated the job yet, that won't work, dang it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Please tell me I miscounted, because I didn't see any other jobs that involve pipe cars. Oh no. Oh no. Dang. Okay, new plan. This is fully charged, right? Yeah, okay. We're gonna go shut this off. There's another job with 3 of those cars depending on how this is, we may have to just... Okay, I thought it reshifted all of those. Okay, so we need to find some loaded pipe cars. I think... This is another thing I do, is I don't uncouple when I come into a station, because half the time I end up processing the cars anyway, with the shunting jobs. Anyway, it's not here. I don't think there was pipe cars here, but we'll check anyway. Dang, no. Why would it have stuck? Okay, maybe I was totally wrong about E. Maybe E is incoming and outbound. If it is that way, it's going to be really... It's going to be a giant pain in the butt getting those cars out of here if they are here, though. Or maybe the flat... I could have sworn the other day when I looked at this, because I was debating whether or not to even try hauling that big load of pipes, I could have sworn that there was a reason that I didn't want to do the 3-car job. Maybe I was wrong, though. Anyway. Okay, so that's 3. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if there's 15 cars, that would be 12 plus 3. And if they aren't coupled together, we can tell which is which. Because I'm betting they aren't going to the same track. And I'm betting that super long one is being broke up. Okay. So, if this is connected... Okay, this may be the super long one. Let's see if the last 3 are also... The last 3 are also connected. Oh no, wait, that's the second one. It should be this one then. Well, I have no idea. I am honestly confused. I have not seen a shunting job, because usually what it does, if you didn't know, is it'll put the cars, and it'll sometimes even put the buffers together like this, but it usually doesn't hook them up unless they're actually part of the same train. And I've not shunted anything on this middle line. By the way, also, all of these cars over here, they came from the other line, because I had to get a 5-car flat car to load for one of the other jobs, because I've done a few shunting jobs here. So we'll want to be careful if we take any job with flat cars, because there's a good chance they're going to be stuck on this line. But anyway, yeah, I guess, yeah, I guess we're just going to take it because, yeah, I mean, is that going to be more than 2 of them could handle? Okay, no. So it looks like, oh no. No, wait, no, okay. I thought that I had misremembered how much a shunter can actually handle. Let's just see if this single shunter can actually pull this out of this siding. Because I honestly haven't even tried. I have not thought to try something this crazy before. Okay, we got all our pressure. It may just start wheel slipping. That's what it might do. Oh my gosh, we are moving, and I need to make sure my signals are set ahead of time, because the only time I want to stop is at the end of this junction, which doesn't matter which way this one's going because it's going to get switched anyway. We'll just leave that. I don't think there's any way it's going to derail on a single bar of throttle, but I guess if it does, we'll know not to haul close to, I think that's like 800 or 900 tons at once. And it's definitely going to be unloaded, so that should be fine. Once we actually validate the jobs, I'll make sure I know which set is which, because that's one of the worst things you can do with one of these shunting jobs, is have 2 sets hooked together and unhook them in the wrong place. Because if you don't remember where you unhooked them, it can take you forever to figure out where they should be. versus where they actually ended up. Anyway, let's not get too crazy. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves with this load. We are going to... Dang it. I even switched it. Wow, that was some smarts. That was some real smarts right there is what that was. This train is long enough, I better go check the cab, because we'll probably start wheel slipping if we try and move a train this long without the brakes all the way off. Because normally, I don't know whether it actually starts wheel slipping with the brakes on. I don't think it does. I think it just grinds the brakes. But with a train this long, it probably would just start wheel slipping. But yeah, the thing I was thinking about, which that's why I didn't quite notice that it was going down the wrong line in time, is I was just thinking about if we have to pull out another engine to assist with this train, if we want to get it out of the roundhouse or that siding. Because if we can't get this thing moving again after going around that corner, I think it's going to block off the roundhouse. But I'm not entirely certain, so maybe it'll be okay either way. But, you know, I just like to think about these things. Obviously not quite enough, though. Okay. We also don't want this thing to start sliding, because if it starts sliding places, we're going to be in big trouble. Though I'm sure with that heavy of a train, the independent brake is not going to keep it stationary if we were on a hill. I don't know why on earth I thought that... I cannot figure out what I was thinking when I switched this junction. Because I distinctly remember coming over and clicking this junction. And that was not the right thing to do. That was not the right thing at all. But, you know what? We're going to recheck it because I don't trust myself to not have screwed up another junction. Okay, yeah. And even though there's no way I would have switched it, we'll still check it. Because, you know what? We haven't validated the job yet. We may just get our bonus. In the super kind of cheaty way. Also, I'm worried about leaving this alone too long, because if it did all of a sudden hit an uphill spot, I think the engine would just slowly stop and then start, like, grinding the wheels to dust. Which, you know, if you're new to a Derail Valley stream, it's really funny to watch it happen to someone else. But it's not quite the way you're supposed to drive the trains. Oh, also I should probably not let that get above 20, because it's going to take an act of Congress to stop this thing. Because, and this is why they recommend having two trains. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but this is why they recommend in the, like, Derail Valley Overhaul, the little stats thing that they made for this game, this update. They kind of recommended that you always have two engines if you've got a heavy enough train. Which, if I was hauling this somewhere, we would probably have 3 shunters. But I think we'll be okay since we've just got, you know, we're just moving this around the yard. But we will have to be careful, because I think that unloader might actually be in a downhill section. Oh, this got way farther than I would have liked. So turn that on. Oops, I meant reverse. Okay. Okay. This is the point of no return, because I do believe this is a downhill section we're coming to. Take off the train brake. We're going to stand on the very end of the train, because that junction near the validator is a very bizarre junction, and these cars have just been a little bit weird. Like, They're not nearly as bad as they used to be a few updates ago, but they're still kind of weird. Good, that's all full. Let's go get on this train. And, yep, it's going straight. We're good. Just get on this. And, depending on how fast we actually get going, I would imagine we'll probably want to start braking. I say this is a tough one, because what I don't want to happen is I don't want to overshoot the end of that, because that would mean that we'll have to take the time to pull the train forward, stop it again, and then unload it again. Because I have done that before, where I stringed together, I think it was 3 jobs, and I had to do some pretty interesting stuff with a steam engine, even, because it was at one of the smaller stations, so it doesn't always spawn a new shunter. I had to, like, do some pretty funky stuff with the steam engine to get that working right. Also, I do believe we're going downhill. Well, maybe not, actually. We'll watch our speed. I don't want us going more than 20 around any of this, though. Especially that section where it goes from this curve onto that curve there, because I have heard like the telltale screeching sounds pretty soon, or at pretty low speeds on that section that goes off to the D tracks specifically. Anyway, I think we're good. I think we can take that throttle off. Ooh, crap. Wrong way. Also, if you guys didn't know, today's the 3rd, Satisfactory, the game, is coming out on Steam on, I believe, the 8th. I've been debating whether or not to buy it. I honestly don't know at this point whether or not I'm going to, because I was ready to drop that game in the trash can when they went to Epic Store exclusive, because I don't like the Epic Store. I have not had good experiences with them, and I would not trust them with a credit card. I did get in the Satisfactory Alpha, if you guys have seen that. I got in the closed alpha, and then I kind of quit playing when they went to the open alpha, because pretty soon after that they started charging people to play the game and locked the alpha versions from being played. And I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't going to put my payment information on the Epic Game Store. But I'd like to know whether or not you guys would like to see that game, because if you guys would like to see it, you know, I'd probably be willing to play it, because it's pretty similar to Factorio. Oops, I wanted some throttle there. It's pretty similar to Factorio in some ways. In others, it's pretty different, and they've added a lot of stuff since I last played. So I honestly think it might be pretty fun to try playing it. I almost wonder if it looks like Completely Average Gaming left. Like, I kind of want to go see if he started streaming, because I do enjoy streaming. But like I said, it's pretty fun to watch other people play too. And I think with a train this long, what we're going to shoot for is having the engine pass that sign. And then I think if the engine's past that sign, the pipe, one of the trailers will be by the unloader. And that's all that really matters, is that at least one of those trailers is by the unloader. And I guess what we can always do is start braking and then just check and apply the full braking if it is by there, because we're going to need to go actually validate the job first. And yeah, after we validate the job, that'll be pretty nice. And I was just checking. I finally found the counter. I was like, where's the counter that says how long I've been live? Because I don't want to stream for too long or my throat is going to start hurting, which is not good. Okay, pretty much just need to bring this thing to a stop. Say, yep, we are well past that line. That's one of the things I really like about this new harbor, is how long the unloading section is. Because on some of the smaller stations, you'll have to move up 2 or 3 times to do the unloading. And some of them, like the steel mill, they aren't even through lines, which that's technically not a through line, but it's so long that I don't think, unless you took every single shunting job at once, I don't think you would max it out. Then again, I guess there is probably also a limit, because obviously, I don't actually know what. What are you talking about? Oh, I guess my fees just must have gotten so... Oh, it's probably the damage one. It's probably mad at me that I haven't paid the damage one yet. I was like, is it gonna get mad at me for moving the train before I did that? But I was like, no, it shouldn't have. It never did before. I was gonna be like really nervous if they had added an update that did. Okay, we'll fix that engine that has 450 on it. It must be, oops, must be the environmental fee, because I know the environmental fee is one that you can't fix just by, oh, I was going to say it also might be because I've reloaded the game several times. Okay, E81. I'm so confused. Okay, before we hit the unload button, we're gonna go check there's something wrong here. Because that little 3 train is... Okay, 832. How on earth did I get this so wrong? What? Okay, whatever. I don't understand it. Whatever. Okay, unload. Okay, what track do we have to take? Okay, so the bulk of it has to go to G2S. So let's check. Did I remember to take off? No, I didn't. Dang it, I was gonna... If I would have remembered, I was gonna take off the brakes before I left. I was gonna say, we also might have to just stop soon, because I'm not gonna be able to see my throttle set up anymore. So that was G2S. I'm gonna say, if we can get this one job on time, I'm gonna be really happy. Yeah, so we gotta go to G2S. Before that, let's just make sure. 836. Okay, yeah, so we do have to go drop off the end of the train before we can do the rest. Okay, so G2 siding. We might have actually just pulled something out of G2 siding. Yeah, we did. We pulled those flat cars. I'm really glad that we did that in that order then. And we're going to have to go figure out how on earth we're going to do that, that little 3-car job. I didn't even see the 3 cars, so I don't even know where they are. Good thing it tells us on that, because I bet we're going to have to do some serious shuffling to get that. Here, let's see, we're up to about an hour 13 minutes. Nice. Okay, start putting on a little bit of brake, because I don't want this train flying off the rails around this corner and stuff. Okay, and we need to leave. It's just 3 jars, 3 cars. No, we need to leave 4. Okay, I'm glad I checked that. Yeah, we're definitely going to use the numbers, because this is one of those type of jobs where if you put it in the wrong place, it's going to take a while to fix it. Okay, and the good thing is these are a whole heck of a lot lighter than they were now that they're empty. Which means we still have to be a little careful about braking, but not as careful. Okay, probably give it 1. Take that off and leave that on. Okay, hopefully we release that fast enough that it's not going to affect things too much. Spin that a little bit. Okay, good. And we'll go over here, just double check. Yes, G2S. Okay. So, the last car that needs to pass here is CFS823. 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 Okay. So once CFS823, the buffers are passed here, we can stop it, unload it. We're gonna want to check where that one that has to go to C, to the C line is, because I don't want to have to drive all the way from the C line to the D line just because I made a mistake. Which, if it's one of the C ones, I might just unload it, and we would just be able to drive and back up. Because if it means time bonus versus stopping to back up and stuff, I would probably take time bonus, because even though it doesn't matter, this is the one job where we might actually have a chance to do it, besides a haul job. If you're fast enough, I think it's actually pretty easy to make the haul job bonuses. It does get slightly harder with every license, though. Okay, I want to see 291. Okay, oh yeah, I forgot it's coming backwards. 823 is the last one. Slow down a little. It's hard to read these going by so fast. 6-1. Okay, that's a little too much slowing down. 430. 823. A little farther than I would have liked, but that will be fine. Yep. Oh, that's the problem. Stop! I command you. Okay, that's fine now. That means the brake pressure hasn't got up yet. Okay. While we're waiting for the brakes to recharge, okay, once it go to D5, okay, yeah. So it must just be this very last one behind the, yep, okay. So this is going to D5S, so let's, D5S, come on, don't lag, please. Okay, we're going back on that track. Okay, we should be lined up good. Just have to switch this switch, and then switch this switch and back it up, and then run over to C. Okay, I think we've got a small enough train now that we're fine driving a little faster through here. But still, derailing is a pretty stupid reason to miss your bonus. Anyway, oh no, I can't see the bottom of the controls. I can't tell if I have something on at all or not. Okay, take that and put that all the way up. Whatever. Reverse, good. It's a relatively short train, so it shouldn't have to charge too much. Okay, we'll just ride the end of this train, because we just gotta unhook it at the end of this track. Okay. Should be good to go up to 50 on this section. Let's not go much above 20 though, because still, these are partially flat cars. Don't want to derail them. Not at all. I will say, now I remember why I like recording so much. Still don't like editing, but man, I do like recording. Now the only problem is I had to turn off the air conditioner at the start of this recording. So it's getting a tiny bit hot in here. Okay, double check those, because it would be pretty bad to slam into those excavators at full speed. And yeah, I think I'm gonna call this pretty close to done. We're obviously gonna wait to actually stop the stream until after we've parked and validated this. Actually, we might just kick these cars, honestly. I don't really want to stop the entire train. Well, we're gonna stop the entire train, but I don't want to. I want to do it in style. Let's put it that way. Okay, make sure that we actually get this train past that signal first. A pretty stupid reason to fail this because I didn't push it all the way past the signal. Let me up, let me up, let me up. Please let me up. Oh my gosh. Okay. Whatever, it'll work. I was gonna try and do something fancy, but I'm just glad I got out from under that car. I was a little worried we were gonna have a weird glitch there, and I can't even see the bottom of the throttle now. Well, I guess if I want to report it to the developers, it'll be pretty easy at this rate, because you can see it from the stream, and you can actually see everything that led up to it, because I pretty much loaded the game and then got into this. Or, I mean, I loaded the game and the stream at the same time, and that's just what has happened. Okay, C1S. C1S. Please don't be the one I stuck all that stuff onto. It isn't. Good, that one's a clear line, which will be nice. Just set this and wait for the train. Actually, make sure the train isn't speeding. Good. Okay, I was gonna say with one engine and one car, it shouldn't go up above 22. Oh. Yeah, I think with just the engine alone, it would get to over at least about 24. But with the one car, it should keep it slow enough to not have to worry about. Then all we have to do is get it past here, and since it's going to be the end of the stream when it gets here, I'm not going to worry about turning the engine around or anything. I'm just going to pull it in here, set the brakes, and then run over to the station while it's stopping. Though, maybe I do want to stop it and turn the engine off, because sometimes if I'm far enough away, it auto turns off the engine when I stop the game. If it doesn't do that, though, it ends up accumulating a little bit of debt, because I like to spend, whenever I load into the game, I like to spend a bit of time sorting the jobs, obviously, as you guys could see earlier. Oh, here it comes! Let's take off the throttle. We'll just let it coast here, save a little bit of fuel if we can. Okay. Like, on one hand, I don't want to end the stream because that means I need to go back to working on finance homework or data analytics homework or any of the other homework I have. But the problem is I cannot fail that class because I am not willing to pay the amount of money they want for that class again. Come on. You know what we're actually going to do? We're going to do this. It's probably a good thing that completely average gaming doesn't seem to be here, because this is like the worst technique that I would never recommend using this technique. But I'm really lazy right now. Okay. That's, by the way, that's how you stop a train if you're being incredibly lazy and don't mind having to recharge the braking system. Get this. Get you. Nice. Yeah, imagine that we only took 12 minutes. I'm guessing this one, this one has 20 minutes. Last thing, let's actually go find this one. I want to know. It's interesting that this one has an in. Oh, it's squeezed. No wonder I didn't find it. It's right in between two sets of. I realized, I think earlier in the stream when I was looking for it, I was standing up here. Until I can. Like, on one hand, I should have seen it. On the other hand, I can see why I missed it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna see about maybe either bringing back or just starting a new 1 or 2 series. If I'm gonna do Satisfactory, obviously that won't happen until about the 8th, and regular uploads might not even start until about the 20th or 30th anyway, because that's about when college will be done. Or not done, but half of my classes will be done then. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll try and get some of the weird little kinks, like apparently the bitrate is still broken. I mean, I don't know. I'll have to figure out why and try and fix it by next time. Anyway, thank you for watching. My name is the Rad Man, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye!